I was born in Texas, and my family moved to Walsenburg, Colorado when I was 5 years old. My family had 4 daughters and one brother. And when I was in high school, I got married. I went ahead and finished school, and we settled down and started our family. We had 4 children before my husband ever told me that he couldn't stand children. He didn't want anything to do with them. And he never even looked in the bassinet when I brought him from the hospital. He never picked them up. He never wanted anything to do with them. He was never physically abusive, but very verbally abusive. Told my sons they were stupid and didn't know anything and would never grow up to be any good. So when I was 2 of the children had grown up and left home, and I just couldn't take it anymore, so I got a divorce. And 3 years later, I know that God sent me Jerry Rayo, who was the most wonderful husband, father, and grandfather in the whole world. And my children would tell you the same thing. We went together for 3 years, and then we got married, and we were married for 31 years. And 4.5 years ago, my husband passed away. I lost my grandparents and my parents and a brother and a child, a baby, but nothing hit me like when I lost the love of my life. You never get over a death like that. You just have to learn to live with it. Pastor Dave and Chris have been so good to help me. One day, Pastor said to me after he saw tears in my eyes, he said, "I know that you missed that big guy," but he said, "People wait all their lives to have something that you and Jerry had, and just thank God that you have what you had." I think the thing that helped me the most was joining Grief Share. The leaders were so good to us, and we watched films and saw people that had gone through a grieving process, and I think that's the thing that helped me the most. And after joining it every year for 4 or 5 years, I think the leaders thought I'm never going to leave, so they made me a leader. And now I can hopefully help some of the people that have gone through the losses that I've gone through. I feel today like maybe there are some times of happiness in my life. For several years, I just couldn't look forward to anything, but I have my children and my grandchildren who are a big help to me, and I try to stay busy. I'm involved in sisters' ministries in the church and do activities that keep me busy. I find that I can't do too well if I just sit around because there's too much time to think. God's been so faithful to me, and God has been right there with me all the way, and I'm closer to God than I've ever been before.